Hey, welcome to the after show. That's Mad Dog's after show with the Mad Dog and Cole. We can't right now. We're eating ice cream. Farrell.
Decaf is for communists.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, oh man, what a tribute. What a way to start. Those inspiring words from the incredible Mr. Evil Knievel, flying through the air, living in the sunlight and enjoying life. Dude, we don't all have to fly through the air, but we all should take some time to live in the sunlight and enjoy life.
Yep. And the reason we can enjoy life and enjoy the sunshine and do what we do as Americans are because of our first responders and our active and retired military. We here at the show could not be more grateful for the people who laid everything out and continue to do so we can do this silly podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And a special shout out to the families of those KIA and MIA of our service people. Great respect for your great sacrifice. We thank you and we mourn with you. And we're thankful for all you and your family have done. Speaking of being thankful, man, I am so thankful for Kicker Performance Audio. Such a great group of people and such amazing products for all your 12-volt needs, man, or personal audio needs. Even check out their website for the brand new TW1, TW2 true wireless earbuds. I know for a fact that Mr. Trickle Dickle has a pair of the TW2s.
They're sweet.
Yeah, you like them?
Got to use them quite a bit this week. You pop them in, they connect right away, and then you have to say, "No, thank you, I'm married." That's how sweet these things are.
You can find them at kicker.com or on Instagram at Kicker Audio or Facebook at Kicker. And of course, where would we be without Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear, Bomber Eyewear? Find them online, bombereyewear.com, or on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. Man, over 40 styles of frames. I can't even tell you how many styles of lenses. You can get them in
6
safety.
million.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And if you hit their website, go to their shopping cart, use the code MAddOG20, MAddOG20 for a little help from the Mad Dog.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I jumped on that right away, and you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah,
hey, we're the only influencers you need. So check out Bomber Eyewear.
Yeah, for sure. Tommy and the gang done such a great job at just building sunglasses that are the blue jeans of eyewear. They'll do anything. You can wear them anywhere. They're reasonably priced. They're super durable. Check them out, bombereyewear.com. Of course, the Premix podcast, our boy Cole, man, I'm telling you, sharing his passion and eye for all things desert racing through the lens of a camera and his passion for announcing, MC work, getting behind the mic and his spirit behind the mic. You can sign him up now, slide into his DMs on Instagram at the Premix podcast and get your event or race or whatever scheduled for him to announce, or get in touch with him about his next desert race appearance and have him get some hot shots of your rig. That is on Instagram, the @ symbol ThePremixpodcast. the Premix Podcast. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film. She's been busting butt getting all our stuff ready for our YouTube channel, which is Mad Dog Space Media. You will find the after show on YouTube podcasts very shortly, coming in the next week.
Sweet.
Yeah, Hey Keeks Marketing. Whether you need a website built, social media maintained, social media built, anything from website, add a shopping cart to a full blown social media influencer campaign. She's got the connection. She knows the people. She knows the way. Yell, Hey Keeks, or find her online, heykeeks.com, or on Instagram at Hey Keeks Marketing. Dude, back home here in Havasu, after a crazy couple of AMA aRENOcross championships presented by Kicker in Reno, Nevada. They had double pro nights because the Salem, Virginia race, originally scheduled after Daytona, was rescheduled to Reno Saturday. And so we ended up doing a doubleheader of pro nights, and track was good. VMAC Tracks did a nice job on the track. It's challenging. It was racy. I didn't think the whoops were as big as they have been. But Reno's a pretty good size arena, so I thought the track was spread out pretty good.
Would you say it's a
and
medium size arena compared to where you
yeah,
guys
I
go
would
to?
say compared to a lot of them, it's large.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's probably the next biggest. I don't know this for a fact, but I would say it's the next biggest compared down from Guthrie.
Oh, so it's like deceivingly big.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
Not a hockey rink. Obviously, it's another equestrian center, right? Rodeo
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
So
It's a
okay.
rodeo center. So they were able to have and it's weird at Reno because there's a tunnel and outside the event center, but still within the building, basically like a stock holding area kind
Yep.
of deal.
Yep.
So that's where they do the pits. So all the guys come through the tunnels. So they actually do the start at one end. So they don't really lose any floor space to the start.
Nice.
And it was good. It was cool, man. They come out of the start straight across the back, hang a left, and there was a little bump, like just a little bump, and then like a step up to a tabletop. And Friday night, that step was really short, and there was a lot of guys in practice Friday afternoon that were mistiming it and doing nose stands on the tabletop, or doing the Ronnie Mack up to the tabletop, which I mean, you're just waiting for a crash to happen.
Yeah, that'll wake you up. Oof.
Yeah. And then the rhythm, the really fast guys were coming off that tabletop and going like triple, like right off the tabletop into the, like, I guess it'd be a single. So into the next rhythm over the gully, and then triple out into a 180 left, and then another rhythm section that was good, kind of almost dragon backy, like they
Nice.
came up, had a little rise in them as you got towards 2/3 of the way, which I feel like they knocked down some for Saturday, but it was good for Friday. And then 180 right into the whoop section, which, like I said, I didn't think was that big compared to what they have been, which was kind of disappointing. But in the same right, I guess it's racier for, I think they ended up with 38 pros or something
Wow,
like
hot
that.
damn.
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys that come out of at Reno, there's a lot of guys that come out of Northern California, Central California, like Sacramento and that area. And there's a lot of guys in Reno that ride. And so, it brings a lot of extra guys in.
Good.
The Then they brought in I don't know, what did they bring in? Probably I'm guessing probably somewhere around 50 or 60 yards of sand, and made a sand 180 from the whoops to the finish. A little baby double, and then the finish was all a 60, probably almost all a 70. About
It's pretty
60,
good. Yeah, it's pretty
62,
good.
65. Yeah. Yeah. And then hard left into what was the start straight, which would then be the back short shoot, I guess. But it had a nice little ski bump, if you will, nice little
Nice.
mogul going into that. So um, that was kind of cool. Saturday they put two of them in,
Two of the
which was
little
neat.
moguls.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
like
which was
one
cool.
after the other, or was it like offset?
There was no, it was one after the other, full width, and spaced. So I think it was primarily to keep the bottom 20 of the pros from slamming into the wall,
Okay.
and the AB All Stars from slamming the wall. So, um, but man, it was, yeah, entertaining. Good night. It's cool because I get set kicker tent up on the mezzanine. I get to see the racing. That Reno Sparks Livestock Event Center. I've been going there usually, 2 to 3 times a year for 6 or 7 years. I don't know. So, like Mike, the whole grounds manager and arena manager, has become good friend of mine.
Sweet.
And shout out to Mike. I don't know if he listens or not, but shout out. Um, he's, I believe, a 7 or 8 time Vegas to Reno motorcycle competitor,
Oh wow.
and a 4 time class winner, I believe. So,
Holy cow.
um, yeah, yeah, crazy guy walking around in his cowboy hat and his boots, and you'd never guess he was a Vegas to Reno motorcycle Ironman winner. So,
I guess that's
um,
the way to be, huh? Don't look like you're a motorcycle rider and then just have an impressive resume.
mad skills, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So, um, yeah, man, it was good. I mean, they were fast. I think what was it? Prescott Valley, we were turning what did I say? Do you remember 24s or something?
For some reason the number 28 came to mind, but
I knew it was small. Um Here they were running 29s. I thought Prescott Valley were running more like 24s. Um no, you're right, 29. So it's odd that they were running the same time because the track is bigger.
right. But just the flow of the track, I guess, is everything.
Yeah, for
Well, not I
sure. And
guess it is, yeah. That's
they're
even with a
running,
sand section.
well, they were running 29s and 30s. So um and there was some stuff in the sand section, that there was some action going on there for sure. And you really had to watch your approach into there. Um, I saw my buddy Luke Dickey go into it strong after watching Isaiah Clark on Friday. He jumped into it like Isaiah had been on Saturday, and the nose just folded and stopped, and he just did this. Bike was almost standing up on its own. He just flopped off, just like a back flop off the
That's
bike.
kind of fun.
Yeah, it was like, what the heck just happened? But dude, it's like, it was good action. It was good racing. Um, I think we ended up on Friday. I think Kyle Peters won a heat race. I think uh let me see. I think Kyle Peters won a heat. I think Ryan Brees won a heat.
Yep, you're so far right. Yep.
And I think Bitterman won a heat. And maybe was it Lesher, Cody Groves? Um, somebody that doesn't always ride.
Oh, my friend Austin Politelli was there.
Politelli,
He
that's
won
it.
a heat.
And he actually set fast time Friday.
Well, that's because we rode Paula together one time, so we really learned off each other. It makes a lot of sense. So
Well, it would make sense that he's schooled by you. He's fast. So,
it's that Italian last name, eat pasta, ride fasta, you know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you. That's one of my mottos for sure. um, but yeah, dude, and he was racy. He looked good. Um, Lesher looked good. Uh, Isaiah Clark looked good. I think he had some inconsistencies going into the night show. But then come the night show, I think he might have won one of the semis. Um, and they had the 1v1v1, which I couldn't even tell you who ran in it. Um, it it was okay, I guess. But I think the big takeaway for me on afternoon practice and afternoon heats for the AB All Stars was it really truly seemed like the AB All Stars were having a competition to see who could come up the shortest
Oh
on
my
the
God.
finish jump. Um, Dude, there was one guy came up so short that he cased it so bad it flopped him all the way onto the landing, downside of the landing. And the bike followed him, and he just jumped up and got on the bike and kept riding.
Yeah,
But there are some
it would have been
guys.
better to flatland at that point.
Yeah, it was almost the back half of the bike was flat landed for sure.
Yeah.
But
that's horrifying.
it was crazy. Like you wouldn't believe how many case marks there was. Like the track builder, Vernon from VMAX, he had gone to, I think, grab some food or something, and he come back and I'm like, he goes, "How's it look?" I said, "Man, it's racy, but I've never seen." This was in the practice. I'm like, I've never seen an entire class go into competition on who can come up the shortest on the finish jump. And he looks at the jump and he goes, "Holy cow, is that what all those marks are from?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
dude."
bro.
So about 50% of the class forgot to twist the throttle coming off. And to be fair, it was tricky timing because you came out of the sand corner, right? Sand 180 had an inside and outside line, but it's sand. So it could change at any time into a little baby double. And you actually had to kind of pop that and land on the downside of the double. And the guys in the AB that were getting over it, the pros obviously have a different flow, but the guys in the AB that were clearing it well were like on the throttle before they landed on that downside and just like I felt so bad. You could hear their clutches going,
Yeah,
"No."
please.
But they're just like, "Wow, yeah," and just launching it. There was one guy, I never did catch his name in this Yamaha, but he he would come up short and then he would over jump it like 2 laps in a row, like way over jump, like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
my
he's gonna
boy. I
eat
like it.
handlebars. And then he, grease it a couple times and then come up short again. It's like most inconsistent, and it's probably good I don't know his name, because I probably call him out. and like, dude, do your homework or gain a set or something. But he was hucking it over a finish double that I wouldn't have the balls to do. So,
Right.
whatever.
I was having that thought too. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
eventually you get the rhythm of it, but then again, I'm like, I wouldn't be sending it out there, so I'm not going to say nothing.
You probably would.
No,
It's something you go over for sure.
I
Yeah, I've
hated
seen,
jumping so much.
but it's for the $12 trophy, dude.
Well, all right. Now I'm
Yeah,
listening. My
see?
ears are up.
Yep, got you. I got you. It was super cool. Great practice. And that afternoon, I had the opportunity to sit down with the one and only Wes Kane and just kind of
Oh yeah.
BS. Yeah, we talked. Actually, you know what we talked about?
Uh-oh. Circle track racing?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and we were talking about setups and stuff because he just built this new car or bought a car and rebuilt it. So he's got two cars and a truck now. Um, and we were talking about chassis setup, and it was really, really cool. Just to kind of reminisce and shout out and great respect, rest in peace, Mike the Fat Cat Lane. Um, because I'm able to share my knowledge and creativity that I learned and grew upon um, with Wes on his program, and so that was really cool. It was a great time spent, um, and then before you know it, bam, night show, um, four heats. Straight into a couple of semis, four heats. I think take top two out of each heat. Um, and then I think they ran maybe a 50 race
Oh, okay.
qualifier. And then two pro semis, top person from each pro semi goes. They ran a 50 main and then two LCQs. Top number one from each LCQ goes to the main. Then they ran the AB main, which they did all the AB qualifying in the afternoon, all the AB heats, which they only had two heats, I think. I'm surprised there was any left, honestly. Those
Right.
guys self-destructing like crazy. They're all over the place. And um, so yeah.
Did they make the 50s go through the sand?
Yes.
Good. Good. Toughen them up.
Yeah, and they did great.
Good.
They did great. The 50s did better than some of the AB All Star
I
guys,
believe it.
honestly.
Less
So
ego.
at least getting around, getting
Consistency.
through the sand and being consistent. Yeah. So, um, and then Pro Main won, and man, Politelli was out there. Uh, Bitterman, Peters, Brees, all out there. Uh, Isaiah Clark and Brees ended up winning.
Yep, with a 1-1-1.
Yeah. Peters went second in Pro Main one, and Isaiah Clark go third,
He was fourth in main one.
fourth,
Yep.
and who went third?
Politelli with a 3-3. So you had a 1-1 for
Okay.
one, 2-2 for two, 3-3 for third.
Yeah, so rinse and repeat, I guess, basically. As far as the podium goes, that being said, when they got to Saturday, well, first, I want to call it the way it is. And I cannot remember the guy's name, rides to number 5. I can see him right now, but I can't remember his name.
Preston Taylor.
Preston Taylor. Dude, Brees was out front. Peters had gapped Politelli, and I was doing my mental timing, which I'm mental, but I also do this thing, mental timing, that I picked up way back in the circle track days. I could never do it when I was racing, but as a crew chief, I could segment and just mentally watch and kind of time and figure out Oh, the gap's getting smaller. Oh, they're making time here, losing a little bit here, but they're making way more here, et cetera, et cetera. And I was watching the main and I'm like, oh, KP's reeling him in and he's doing it fast. And, you know, part of the reason I've moved to doing that with the AMA Pro aRENOcross Championships presented by Kicker is because I'm usually, when I am in the arena, I'm far enough away from the board that I can't read the damn letters, numbers. Um, so, but Peters was reeling him in hardcore, and there was quite a few laps left, and it was going to be a race. The blue flags were flying for everybody in the way. The number 5 got out of Brees's way and intentionally, I'm not saying it was intentional, but completely blocked Peters and stalled him. He almost stalled the bike going into a corner.
Wow.
And at that point, there was like whatever 3 laps left or something, and the time was lost. But I really thought KP was going to come around and go one. I mean, he was showing that kind of speed.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bummer. I mean, it is such physically tight racing that mistakes do happen, but man, like it, can you imagine being Peters right now, who's going for his 5th title?
Yeah.
And then, but be blatantly honest, he's bleeding points right now.
He is.
To Brees. Yeah. And then this happens where the number 5 Cowie shakes up. I'm not saying that it's night changer, but it definitely didn't help. Yeah, that's got to be an adrenaline
I feel like
moment.
It was definitely a momentum staller.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
For the weekend.
Really?
I think it really affected Peter's momentum going into Saturday. And, we constantly talk about how collected Peters is mentally. But still, I think something like that will shake you no matter what, you know. And I don't think Brees is in Peters' head. Peters is smart. Like, that being said, he has had, he's had his way with the field, and now we have Brees there, and I hear we're going to see Politelli again in Daytona.
Wow. Okay.
And I heard hearsay only that we may see a whole bunch of Politelli next year.
It's funny because it sounds like, so Ryan Brees got this opportunity because of a weird deal, right? And so then he did it once and was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. And then here we are, fast forward, and he's in the championship hunt. Sounds like same thing. Politelli goes, oh, I showed up. I went 3-3 for 3rd. Let's do this whole year next year. It seems like these guys just wet their beaks and then they're like, oh, we're in.
Well, and it pays better.
Yeah.
Top 3, honestly, I think top 5 at the AMA aRENOcross Championships presented by Kicker Audio. Top 5, I think, pay better than that other really big series, Supercross. So, you can make more money finishing 3rd at AMA aRENOcross Championships presented by Kicker than you can winning a Supercross race. And
potentially less wear and tear in your equipment, just depending on situations. But
sure.
Yeah.
But, I heard talk, I've heard people say, oh, Brees is in Peter's head or this and that. I don't believe that for a minute. I think people forget a year and a half ago, Kyle Peters had a broken freaking neck.
Yep.
you know. And as you know, coming back from a broken back, it's not the same as a neck, but it's
Same
just as
highway.
critical. Same type of situation, and recovery. Coming back is not easy. So, you know, yeah, maybe KP doesn't look like KP did, you know, in the 2023 season, but he's recovered from a broken neck in that time frame,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
still hauling ass. And
and
obviously
still
he's,
fast.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I definitely don't think that Brees is in his head, but I would think this is controversial, but this is what we do on the show. But
Yeah,
I
hit
do
me.
think that he was, and I'm not trying to be lame to Bitterman, but he was on such a roll where it was like if he signed up, he was going to get first. And that's not to say Bitterman didn't bring it to him all the time. Um, but now you have Brees who's actively beating him while he's still hauling ass, and you still have all these. So what I'm trying to say is Bitterman was always nipping at his heels for sure.
Yes.
And if he wasn't there, he would be top dog, no doubt.
Yeah.
Bitterman would be.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like Peters was for a minute there, big fish, little pond. Well, now we're
Sure.
adding more beta fish to this little tank, and it's getting really, really exciting. So I don't think it's in his
Yeah.
head, but I think he would be logical in saying, okay, this is a very different scenario. And I think that he might find some comfort in saying, hey, if I didn't snap my neck in half, I would be waxing these guys. So good on me for doing as well as I'm doing. I would think that it does matter, but it's not messing with him detrimentally.
Yeah, no, and you know, to expand on that, I want to touch on something because Peters isn't making any excuses, right?
No.
He's not saying, "Oh, I'm recovering from a broken neck, oh this, oh that." He's like, I I wasn't fast enough today. You know, I just I couldn't get him today, or you know, the 450 got me out of the hole and I just couldn't reel it back in. Um, you know, so he's not making it. I think he's owning it, but in the same right, I'm making excuses like, yeah, maybe he's not the same guy you saw 2 years ago, but you know, I know what it takes to recover from a neck injury. So, and now we're running all these like double nights, you know, we're running back to back pro races, and you figure that it's, I know after a night of racing that you have to be sore.
Oh, I
And
can't even
so,
imagine.
you know, and I'm not trying, I don't favor either one. I mean, I honestly, I think the drama is good for TV.
Oh, it's great.
I still really, really hope KP pulls out number 5. Um, but you know, whatever happens there happens. Um, you know, Brees is nice enough. His bike chief's a nice guy. I talked to him a little bit. Um, you know, so like whatever happens, happens. It's good for the series. But the other thing was when they're both running in open air before he got blocked Friday night, intentionally or unintentionally, by a back marker that moved over for Brees, um, that didn't move out of the line for Peters, that saw the same blue flag with the yellow on it from the same two corner workers, you know, whatever. I'm just saying
Yeah,
he
it's
knew, it's not like he didn't know he was coming. And to choose to take a 180 in the race line when you just got passed by the leader and they're throwing the flags at you, you know they're coming. Maybe just get out of the race line and let them go by.
there's a race
So
going on and you're not in it.
exactly. Yeah, you're racing for somewhere further back. But anyways, whatever the case may be, you know, there was 2 laps running in open air where Peters put 4/10 and 3/10 of a lap faster in the race. So it was happening. But I think that moment was kind of, honestly, a momentum staller for KP. And, the other side of it is, like you said, KP has been dominant in this series, no doubt about it. When you do have the red number one plate, everyone wants to take a pop at you. So when you go to main two and you're starting on the back row, you, as a 4-time champion carrying the number one red plate, are much more likely to get inconveniently tangled up with people on the front row than the guy starting right next to you that's the newcomer.
Yeah. Yep.
Because everybody wants to take a pop at the champ, right? So
Why wouldn't you?
yeah, but all that being said,
It's exciting times. I mean, it's
it was good racing. Friday night, was both mains were pretty exciting. It took again, KP got hit. And it took him a while to get going and get through. Probably, I think, off the line, off the first after the whole shot, he was probably 6th or 8th. And so, but he just reeled him in and kept reeling him in, and basically finished second. I mean, he didn't get through clean, and Brees did. So that's the bottom line. Whether certain people are intentionally making things more difficult for Peters, I guess that's all part of being a champion, So we went into Saturday. It was really funny in practice and qualifying, actually, because they do 2 qualifying sessions in the afternoon. And KP did his normal mind game where in the first practice session, Brees had fast time. Brees, Politelli. Peters was down like 4th, maybe 3rd. Isaiah Clark was up there. Bitterman was up there. And everybody's like, oh, man, Brees has got the field by 3.5 tenths, and with 2 laps, whatever, 54 seconds, I think it was, to go in practice, Peters goes out and whacks 4 tenths off of Brees's time.
God, way to humble him.
Yeah, right. And as it ended up in qualifying, they did that back and forth to each other like probably 3 or 4 times. And I think, if I remember right, on Saturday, Brees ended up first and Politelli ended up second, and Peters, I think they all ended up within like 100th of each other.
It's good that the track is that raceable and that the competition's that tight. That's pretty cool. And what's funny is, like, not everybody watches practice and qualifying, so there's almost like this storyline that goes on behind the scenes that obviously you would never know about, right?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's good.
I want to flash back to Friday because I forgot to mention this, and I'm starting to really like this dude, Isaiah Clark, the fuzzy hair, the
growing on you.
beanie. Yeah, he's quick, and he's getting better and better and better. Everybody knows he's recovering from a shoulder injury, but he's always smiling. He's got a great attitude, and he's fast, and he's not afraid to be fast, which is pretty impressive. And that being said, in the heat race, he was, I think, second, had his spot locked in. And instead of coasting, he just laid it out down the whoops. And he was quick through the whoops, quicker than a lot of guys. And he laid it out trying to catch. I don't remember who was ahead of him in the heat, but just piled it up. Nose tap to tail tap to face plant. Dude, yeah. Like Olympic gold pile up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The aRENOcross way.
Yeah. And he's pulled off a track. He got up and he was looked pretty shook up. And got on the bike and pulled off a track and was holding his arm. And, then he comes out in the semis and just freaking spanked everybody in his semi. I mean,
came out on fire.
Yeah. And then he ran really good in the main that night. So, Isaiah, man, I don't know if he listened, but I was really impressed with that. He really scared me. And I went and told him in the pits, I was like, dude, stop doing shit like that. You scared me.
He's like, yeah, I scared me too.
Yeah. So anyways, back to Saturday. Qualifying went well. And I don't remember in the heat races, I think Brees won one of the heats. Peters won a heat. Did Clark win a heat?
Let me see. I just got off that page, so thank you for that. What were you asking?
Heats.
Yeah.
Heat winners
for
Saturday.
Oh, God, I'm on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Went too far.
aRENOcross, your website's getting better, so thank you. I know I complained about that earlier in the year.
I want to say I thought Clark won one, and Brees won one, and Peters won one.
Is it for Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so... Uh-oh. Damn it. I blame myself for navigating this, but here we go. Round 2, Saturday. All right, here we go. That was great radio. Ryan Brees won a heat. Kyle Peters won a heat. Austin Politelli won a heat. And Jared Lesher won a heat.
Oh, Lesher. Okay, yeah. Which surprised me.
Damn, what happened in his mains, though, compared to his heat?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the mains, we've already said the outcome of those. Again, was, I think Saturday, main one, was it Brees?
Yep, Brees won. Yep.
Brees, Peters, and
Politelli,
and then Brees, Peters, and Bitterman.
It's saying I may have had the wrong results to begin with, because this is showing 1-1 for 1, 2-2 for 2, 3-3 for third. So that's saying Saturday's results. So let me see if I can find Friday.
Oh, that was Politelli?
Yeah, Politelli went 3-3 for third.
I thought there was somebody, they all blend together, dude. It's like crazy. You get so much racing in so little time. No, it's the same.
Nope, it was 1-1, 2-2, 3-3 both nights.
Both nights. Wow.
I thought so all right.
Yeah.
I feel better about myself, so that's good.
Good call. Well, you're on it, Statman.
Yeah.
The City Chevrolet MAddOG Media Marketing Statman is on the job.
For now, yep.
Yeah, he's knocking it out of the park. But nonetheless, and then they had the 1v1v1, which Saturday I did watch, because sometimes I'm like, man, they got the same guys, or whatever. Cody Groves got in it again. Well, I don't want to hear his interview because it's irritating. I'd rather hear Taco get well soon. Cody Groves will not I don't think, ever be a taco.
Mhm.
But anyways, Bitterman laid the beat down and won the 1v1v1. I think he took home $1,000 or so.
Good
So
for him. All right.
yeah, yeah, a
Go
little
spend that in Reno.
right. So, but all in all, man, great weekend. And, you know, uh, if y'all would have been along for the ride on the trip, I rolled out Wednesday, hauled ass up to Vegas, flew out. Flight was delayed a little bit, got into Reno, um, and we recorded episode 72 Wednesday, right?
He said yes, Wednesday.
Yeah. So I went straight to the hotel. I got in late. Took them forever to get my bag. Thank you, Dollar Rent-A-Car of Reno, for the exceptional deal and superior service. Unpaid solicitation, a great service. Um, I had what was that piece of crap? Mazda CX-30 front wheel drive.
Oh, those are hideous.
Yeah, man, I finally understood why a car like that needs so many electronic warnings all around the car, though,
Why? Because you can't see anything?
because you can't see shit out of that car other than the windshield.
Just go forward.
The mirrors are horrible. The mirror position's horrible. The it's a four door. Any of the glass out around the back corners for looking over your shoulder checking, garbage. Back window, garbage. Car's total piece of garbage.
Well, and it's just ugly. That's the most.
And it's ugly. Yeah.
Yeah.
In sport mode, it did hang shifts, but it may have been slipping the transmission because I have 56,000 miles on it. So, I don't know that.
Something was
But
slipping, whether it was on purpose or not.
right. The only good thing about that car was it had heated seats
That is sick.
because it was cold again this last weekend in Reno. It's aRENOcross Arctic Blast Championship Series, where we see how many athletes can stand up to 6 straight weeks of sub-zero temperatures and abuse. No, seriously, it was cold. It wasn't sub-zero, but it was, unless you're talking Celsius.
But it was
That's
not
Canadian and European for the rest of you listeners. But it was cold. Yeah. Centigrade, it was probably, right around 0 to -5. That was for you, Rob McDonald, BDA. But yeah, it was cold. And trip was good, though.
Good.
Got back home Sunday. Flight was on time. Nice flight back. Really good flight back. And flew into Vegas on Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you're not flying into Vegas on Super Bowl Sunday, are you?" I'm like, "Flying in at 3. What time does
3:30.
like 3:05? What time does the show start? Oh, like 3 or something?" I'm like, "Okay." Everybody's going to be at their
Everybody
party.
everybody who cares is preoccupied. So
Yeah,
might actually
yeah.
work out better. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was Viking actually picked me up because she finally flew home Wednesday that I flew out. So she was able to pick the car up from long-term parking,
So that worked out swell.
save a little money on long-term parking, and she met me Sunday and picked me up. And dude, boom, boom, we're back home. Got a lot of stuff on the pipe. Uh, boom, boom, we're back home, but I got a lot of stuff in the pipe and smoldering away. And, the bean oil is mixed, and we're ready to fire up and just hammer down over the next month or so. Got some really cool stuff coming up. But one of the coolest things is, in theory, I have a couple of weeks off.
You're gonna go crazy. You say that now, but you're gonna be like jonesing to be Rhodesing.
Oh yeah, by tomorrow I will be for sure.
Right. So there you
Like
go. Yeah.
like today's Thursday. By last night I was like, wow, it's really weird to be sitting at home on a Wednesday. Like I should be in a hotel, you know.
Well,
Um,
work on the boat, go drive one of the cars at the stable, do something fun.
yeah. I'm gonna get the kicker razor out and do a little living loud and hopefully get a little content. Um, I've got a couple things I've got to do with the Podfather himself. I'm going to go down and see Mr. Jim Beaver, follow him at JB15 or at Misadventures Life. I drop down see him tomorrow. Where sounds like we're going to work on another project with him and Kickers, so that's pretty cool. Um, and I've got my good friends over at Elite Audio Havasu doing a little project for my boat, a little subwoofer upgrade. Um, so yeah, was over there today and man, had the opportunity to go with some friends that we met the first year we were here that are snowbirds, and they've been back every year. They're out of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, all right. Shout out
Yeah,
Chad DeMeyer.
yeah, our boy Chad, and same type of area, um, same state at least, I think. So the but we loaded them up, and I went and checked on my audio project, my subwoofer project with the Elite team. Had a little conference there, and then we went up and super rad on Thursdays during the winter, in quotations, winter in Havasu. They do a cruise in on McCullough.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I know you've been to McCullough, folks. If you haven't, when you get out here, check it out. But Thursday afternoons, it's just a open cruise in. It's not, club organized or anything like that. Um, 90% of the people, 100% of the locals, and 90% of the other idiots that come in for the winter are respectful and leave parking spaces open through the main hub of McCullough so that people can come in with their hot rods and park. And literally, it's 4 blocks, 5 blocks of free car show.
Which is rad. Yeah, it's just nice. It is cool that you guys have community events like that. I mean, we try out here, but it's not the same, right? But yeah, that
Yeah,
is rad to have that. I don't know. It's good community vibe to support hot rodding.
it really is, and man, so many cool cars, and my buddy from Wisconsin is kind of half-ass looking for a car, so um, we looked at a lot of cars, and it's just really cool, and I felt very blessed. Um, Bab and Eileen, thank you for hanging out with me. It was a really good time. Um, yeah, dude, and it's just so cool. So many cool cars. Probably the one that left one of the biggest imprints on me was an all original, absolutely beautiful 57 Ford Fairlane Skyliner soft top, black with white insets and a white rag top. 312 4 barrel under the hood, which was still had the factory inspected and date stickers on the firewall.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really
So,
cool.
I hear my dad talk about cars like that when they were brand new, and his friends that had them and how badass that 312 was. That was a police interceptor motor that they used in the Thunderbird. And this 312, it was a Thunderbird motor because it had the actual Thunderbird valve covers on it
Oh, what a
from the
trip.
factory.
Wow, how
So
cool. Yeah,
yeah,
nice they kept it in original condition, we'll call it.
yeah, it's just a beautiful car, and the guy was super chill and and so that was really cool. And you saw you know, everything from an Astro van that was super tubbed with mid-engine injected blown big block in lime green to Porsche 914 with a small block mid-engine small block conversion in it.
Oh,
Yeah, with dual quads. And I'm like, wow, this thing must be a pleasure to turn when you're on the throttle.
yeah,
Because,
no
you
kidding.
could almost lift the front end of a 914 all by itself when it had a V dub in it,
I was gonna
right?
say the
So,
block probably weighs as much as the rest of the car.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So, but it's really cool. And, it was great way to spend a day off, just checking out hot rods and scoping out things I love. And um, it's always cool. It always tests me because I'll see a body style and my dad grew me up. What is that? What
Yep.
is that? And he would tell me, so I feel like I'm generally pretty good at recognizing body styles and whatnot.
Yep. And you got
But
it's like your mental flashcards.
yeah, exactly. And so it's a real challenge on some of them. Um, you look at it and you're like, well, that looks like, you know, a 36 Dodge,
But
but like they repeaked the hood and de-peaked the fenders and smoothed it and yet it was a factory 36 Dodge convertible body.
whoa.
So yeah, it was very well done. Very well done. I probably wouldn't have gone black, but it was very well done. Besides that, I think black is just too overdone on hot rods. Like everybody wants a black hot rod, but like honestly, I saw a pearl over cream sickle metallic orange on a 46 Ford and I about lost my mind.
What a trip. Yeah, because black is the safe color, right? Because
Right.
you can totally ruin your build. It can be 5 grand in the hole and a nice paint job, and it could look stupid, right? But if it works out like a nice pearlescent, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that paint job on that pearl, it was a pearl over a pearl white. In this, it was almost metal flake, not even metallic.
wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. My friends that were with me thought it was absolutely hideous.
Yeah, so different
Yeah.
strokes, different folks. I don't know what to
And
tell you. Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, wow, it was probably, a $50,000 paint job.
Yeah, I it's they can get up there.
Yeah. It's just crazy, it's like to think just walking down the streets of our city
Yeah.
and here's all these incredible builds. And, there was a Kindig, shout out Dave and Kev Dog. I know they're great partners at Kicker. Um, there was a Kindig Camaro on there, like a 67, um, which was beautiful because they still paid homage to the original. So it was black, of course, but it had the white nose stripe, if you will, the wraparound. So it was that was kind of cool. It was obviously highly modified, but to pay homage to the original, like wraparound nose stripe instead of going, just all completely mono black,
Made the bold choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool. So Yeah, that was my afternoon, dude. What do
Nice.
you got?
Man, just wrapping it up here, but Jake got a brand new bike. He got a YZ250, young Jake Young, as you so lovingly call him. Um, yeah, he's been doing District 37, which is a little bit more of an elite district of AMA from what he was doing. So, not that this is funny, haha, but we were kind of laughing, debating about what class he should run in because he had a great run in novice class last year.
Right.
And yeah, so he went out and did the second round of the National Grand Prix Championship, which used to be called Big Six, which is what I raced. And so he was debating
And are a champion in, I believe.
one time,
Yes.
hashtag one time.
Only takes one.
And then runner up the second time. Damn it, that was my fault. But yeah, so we are kind of debating whether he should do novice or amateur. And through our mingling of the minds, we figured, hey, let's just dip your toes in novice, and if it is what you think it is, then you can bump yourself up. Or what I think is always cool is to have the series bump you up to say, hey, you're no longer eligible to be this.
Right.
Now you got to go. I always think that that's cooler to me anyway. But Jake had a bad start, and he passed 17 guys. And after passing 17 guys, he ended up in 25th in his class.
Wow.
So great job on passing everybody. But yeah, man, it's definitely a lot deeper field than when I was racing for sure. I've never had to pass 17 guys to get 25th. So welcome to the big show. You're doing it gnarlier than I ever did. He's getting his brother Jesse, who's my age, to back at the races, which is great because he's always a very talented rider, and it's nice to see him put the focus back on that. Very cool. But other than that, more is coming back. The first round is March, the first weekend of March. So I'm hoping to be out there taking photos. Kind of my rough plan right now. Unfortunately, real life work has got me booked the rest of February, but yeah, hoping to be out in the desert beginning of March. So that is my short-term goal, is to make it to March.
Awesome. That's yeah, and great job, young Jake Young. I mean, shout out. Like you said, welcome to a much bigger world. And it sounds like he needs his bike chief in the pits to kind of get things focused and get away from those shitty starts to start with. So
I mean, I was the king of bad starts, so maybe I can show him how to do them even worse if he's interested, because I stalled it at that same race. So,
not everybody can race a KX 500 that basically eats 250s and poops out mice pellets,
Destry Abbott could check out his episode with MAddOG'S After Show. Destry Abbott, my childhood hero, he could ride a KX 500, but
he could. Very effective. I think he probably still could, dude.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no question about it. So yeah, man, we're, like I said, we're home for a little bit, and then we are off to aRENOcross round 11, which is Daytona Bike Week opener.
Crazy.
At Ocean Center, Daytona Beach. And that'll be a quickie. That'll be a fly-in Wednesday, setup Thursday, race Friday, tear down Friday, fly home Saturday. And then the following week, I will be back in Daytona for a Wednesday season opener sponsor gala for American Flat Track Wednesday. Sweet. In Daytona Beach, I believe at the Speedway.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And then let me see, I got to fly all day Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday is the season opener American Flat Track Daytona 1 short track, which I will be at representing Kicker and working that event. Friday will be the AMA aRENOcross Championship presented by Kicker round 12. Saturday will be at Ocean Center, Daytona Beach. Saturday will be the AMA aRENOcross Championship presented by Kicker round 13. And then it'll be pack up, fly home Sunday. And I believe the following week there is a fair to flaming hot chance. I will be in Glamis
Oh,
for the Red Bull Sand Scramble.
yeah, that's already back. That year flew by.
Yeah. Well, it got postponed from December. Normally it's first week or second week of December, but it got postponed due to Red Bull's severe involvement in the Southwest region, with the Formula One race in Vegas. And so,
Took a little priority.
yeah, so Sand Scramble got moved out. I believe the weekend of the 9th is also the Mint 400.
Damn, that was fast. I always forget it's coming up until it's here.
Yeah, so I think there's the Mint 400, and then the following weekend is a Red Bull Sand Scramble in Glamis. And then I think I have a weekend off, and then we're at the AMA champion aRENOcross championship presented by Kicker, grand finale at the Orleans in Las Vegas, Nevada, round 14.
Damn, coming to a close. Coming to a close as Flat Track gets going.
Yep, and then the gala after that, and then I think I go right into a couple of go right into Desert Storm, a little bit of time, and then Desert Super Cat Fest West, Desert Storm, a little bit of time off, and straight into American Flat Track Chico. I think that's a half mile, and the following weekend is the Ventura Short Track. So
sweet, right on the beach.
Yeah. And speaking of the beach, the Red Bull Beach Scramble is back.
Are you going?
Uh,
All right. We'll wait and see. Not a no. Okay, good.
As it stands right now, I am. Yes.
Rad. Sounds like that's a good party and seeing all your Red Bull kids out there.
Yeah, and I get to work on my Jersey accent.
No, just leave it. Don't you bring that to the show. We haven't done 70-something episodes with Jersey accents, so knock it off.
All right.
God.
With that, man, so grateful, for all of our listeners. Man, the stats just keep getting better and better and better. We got a very encouraging stat report, and that puts us inside the top 130 podcasts in the United States in all of automotive.
We're coming for you, 129.
So automotive, motorsports, everything. And thank you to all our listeners. Please share us out there with your friends. If you're having fun, send them a link and say, hey, check these rowdy idiots out. You're going to love them. They're really totally unscripted and hardly ever on topic, but they're a lot of fun. Yeah. So
I'd agree to that. Yep.
Yeah. And for those of you who do listen, Cole,
make sure to rate, review, subscribe in your favorite streaming platform.
Can you do that in slow motion?
No, because I got to go.
Okay. With that, folks, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. Much love, Mad Dog love to all. Cole, thank you so much. Thank you, Kicker Performance Audio, for your continued support. Find them online, kicker.com, or on Instagram at Kicker Audio, on Facebook at Kicker, and every other Tuesday night at 7:30. Find them at Kicker on YouTube, Kicker Unmasked Live. Bomber Safety Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Eyewear, bombereyewear.com. Be sure and use that code MADDOG20, all caps. Let them know you listen to us, you love us, and you support them.
It's the most popular place to find Bomber eyewear glasses is this show.
Yep,
use that
absolutely.
Code.
We love our Bomber Eyewear. Find them online, bombereyewear.com. on Insta at Bomber Eyewear. The Premix Podcast. Dude, slide into their DMs on Insta with the at symbol ThePremixPodcast and just tell Cole you're doing a great job. I don't know how you put up with that idiot.
I'd screenshot that.
Of course, Kelsey Morel Film. Find her on Instagram at Kelsey Morel Film for all of your film, still, production, post-production, pre-production, or filming needs. Hit her up at Kelsey Morel Film on Instagram. And of course, you need social media, you need websites. This girl's got you covered. Yell, hey, Keeks. Find her online, heykeeks.com, on Instagram at heykeeksmarketing, all one word. Cole, thank you so much. Thanks for putting up with me again. Folks, we got some good guests coming up, and I want to give an extra special shout out to our first responders. They came in pretty handy for a few guys in Reno. So grateful for you guys. Thank you so much. With that, God bless our troops. God bless America. God bless our listeners. Mad Dog out.